we're experiencing a cosmic reset during the solstice new moon solar eclipse in Cancer. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 key shifts that are about to take place that will help you align with love, light, and liberation. Hi, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I will help you live fearless, live loved, and live free. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about a twin flame energy update in relation to the solar eclipse, the new moon energy in Cancer, and also solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. The whole point of this energy is a universal 0-point reset in order to cosmically bring neutrality to our past and our future into the now. So that in this point, we can find this inner balance in our polarities. So if you've heard me talk about the polarities we're going through, then this is a universal polarity between, say, masculine and feminine, shadow and light. And we're bringing in that point of centeredness, the point of balance on a global, more cosmic scale, so that way we can restore the heaven and earth as we find this neutrality in the energy. It's about resetting the energy and reclaiming, like, say, our power in that aspect, but then we're restoring the heaven on earth as we go forward in that new earth energy. And we have a lineup of a lot of things. So as we talk about the sun in Cancer, we're looking at that's bringing that masculine component to the emotional status of an outward balance within this collective energy that we pull together in a universal timeline. The new moon in Cancer is really looking at that inward space, that inner balance, to help you bring the neutrality within your own self and your own, say, masculine and feminine energies, and just to become that whole and complete person. As this takes place on the summer solstice, this is the perfect time of this, like, rebirth, a new beginning, which is what this is all about. And then we have the partial solar eclipse that's creating this ring of fire, which all of this represents the full circle aspect from having come from our soul's evolution through many portals, many lifetimes, many lessons, and bringing closure not just to many cycles and seasons of ourself in this life, but also bringing closure to multiple karmic conditions that we've been placed under for eons of time. And in addition to that, as we bring that full circle, what that's doing for our soul really is helping us create this and complete this bridge from the fear to the freedom that I keep talking about, that I teach in my program and teach everyone. That as we bring that full circle, we're also having this twin flame reunion gateway that's taking place during this timeline, is also in the redefining of the relationships that started in this, what I would call an apex of this energy shift on June 5th during that lunar eclipse and the full moon. And then here on 6/21, we have the apex of that energy of this twin flame reunion portal energy, which means a lot of twin flames are still going to be coming into reunion during this gateway. They're either coming if you've been apart and there's some shift that's pulling you together. If you've been together and there's been interference and there's been things blocking that, it's going to pull you apart, at least for the moment, in order to clear that energy. As we shift forward into this gateway of this twin flame reunion, then in July 5th will be the next full moon with the next lunar eclipse, and these 3 eclipse back-to-back series creating this archway, this gateway of these twin flame reunions. And so this is also in this journey of the twin flame journey, is helping to bring closure to the old patterns within the journey of yourself and the journey that's with your twin, and either bringing it into some form of a closure or a new way to harmonize it in a new way, as I mentioned, or potentially like it can catapult it apart so that you have the opportunity to go forward and grow in a new and better and different, more evolved way. So if that is you, I want to, before I go into 3 key things that will help you in this shift. So there's, basically 3 key shifts is going to take place in this energy that I want to share with you so you can know how to ride out that wave. But if you're experiencing a lot of emotional pain and you're still on your twin flame journey and you're experiencing that pain and you still need healing as we go through this portal, I didn't even realize that this program that I created that's moving beyond the twin flame pain, it's a group healing program that starts this Sunday on June 21st. It starts on this apex of this portal, and I had no clue whenever I set it up that way that it fell that way. I didn't even look at like the dates. I was just guided to that was the date. So it's going to be for 8 people, and you'll find a link below. So if this resonates with you and you need to move beyond that pain, this program is going to be designed to help you in 6 consecutive sessions live with me in a group setting to heal those wounds so you can come on through this portal free to love and free to let your light shine and free to experience the ultimate liberation that we came here to do and be and have as twin flames. So the first key shift that you need to focus on as you experience this energy is finding the neutrality and your polarities. And what that really means is you need to find the center inside of yourself, a place of going within in this inward journey of this Cancer energy so that you can harmonize those inner polarities. So let's talk about just for a second what a polarity is so you can know what I mean by that, just in case. A polarity actually represents a trigger or an emotion or a concept or a lesson within your soul or within your life that comes along and puts you on 2 paths of opposite ends. So basically, I'm going to give you a couple examples of those in a minute, but the goal is it goes from all or nothing or from one extreme to the other. And what you are being triggered by is to find the neutral point between those polarities within yourself in order to come into this harmonizing place within yourself that will then help you become the magnet that you can then around you, everything around you will magnetize to you, and it will come to you in alignment with your polarities. And that's including your beloved, that's including the twin flame journey, and that's including, especially right now in this Cancer energy, also the family. We're clearing bloodlines still in order to cleanse those like generational curses that we've taken on through the karmic patterns. And in addition to that, it's aligning with every relationship in your life. So there's a lot of relationship things going on. And that's why this twin flame portal is the perfect time to, if you've been doing the work and you go in and you find this neutrality between your own polarities and you allow different teachers to come along to help point you to your center, your neutral point. What it will do then, as you find that center space, you're going to align with that love and light and liberation that I was talking about, and bring in that is what your destiny really, which I'll talk more about in a minute. So those polarities basically, first of all, I want to say a couple things, like, in this portal that I talked about, this gateway of twin flame reunions, I can't tell you how many people I'm getting the exact contrast of this. Either like they're coming into reunion with their twin, they're harmonizing with their twin, or they're coming, if they've not settled certain things, if things inside have not balanced within self or say with them around you, then it's creating that catapult in the opposite end of going away. So away from you, like meaning like there's more to heal, there's more to clear, and it will create a new type of relationship. What I will say in this timeline, it's really breaking apart really deep things and really bringing together really deep things. I'm seeing this personally as well as myself with, so many shifts over the last, I've been doing a lot of preparation, I can tell, for this portal and this reunion gateway leading up to it for 2 to 3 months, but the 3 to 4 weeks leading up to June 5th, I could tell I was just getting more and more and more like following these things, because what's happening in these shifts, they're forcing you to shift within, because then it's forcing you to shift everything around you, which is number 2, to bring the neutrality to your reality. So as I said, number 1 is to basically bring and find the center of yourself to neutralize those polarities, such as, I'm going to give you an example of like 3 big ones that's coming up. 1 is finding acceptance, and this is for myself and then also for a lot of clients I've been working with in this energy. Acceptance and like say how things show up. And then either like say, for instance, with me, I've been in a place of like in power, like for a while now. And this is how we go from one side of the polarity to the other. So because I've been in power, I've held my ground. I've held my stance. I've stayed in that space. But if I look at my entire like journey, I've been in some kind of power, some kind of control all along. I just had to reclaim that power in a new way. So we're either being asked to accept a situation, a person, or what's going on around us, or being asked to basically step out of that so we can step into our power and reclaim the power out of that. So that it's either accepting it or it's reclaiming the power. And if you've been like an over-accepting person, now's the time to reclaim your power. If you have been in power, now's the time to start to accept what's going on around you. Accept how things are showing up. Because those things showing up still may not match what you think they should from like a outward appearance, but it's the inward aspect of this that's bringing the neutrality within yourself and everything and everyone around you, including the beloved, including family members, including all your relationships. The second thing is allowing versus setting boundaries. So for instance, like allowing yourself is to go in a place of grace and trust and timing and tolerance to say, I know how to set healthy boundaries and I've been setting the boundaries, but maybe I need to receive now. Maybe it's time that something bigger than I can see is showing up here. But if I don't allow it to unfold, if I don't get out of the way of the outcome and the expectation and allow it to transpire, then I would be blocking or I would be slowing it down. So do I need to allow the situation to take place and allow that which needs to come in to support me and maybe just be the answer to what you've been asking for, but you can't exactly see it yet? Or maybe you can see it, but it doesn't fully align with what your expectations or the conditions or like what you would think from the mind, but in the heart, it's a perfect alignment. Or have you been too open? Have you been too giving? Have you been too like carrying that load for people, being like saying one and maybe potentially the rescuer, the nurturer, or giving yourself away and trying to help people, but help them in a place that's sacrificing your own love, your own peace, your own power, your own prosperity, your own possibilities. And if you're like not setting those boundaries in a sense that you're putting you and your rewards for what you've done first, then what happens is then those by not setting boundaries, whatever that is, could be creating interference, blocking you from aligning with that which you're asking for. So you either need, pay attention. Am I too open, and do I need to set a boundary, or have I not been open enough to receive, and I've been setting boundaries, and I need to now allow love in, so to speak. The third one I've really been seeing in this place of finding this neutrality between these polarities is attaching and detaching. So I did the detachment series, make sure to check out the links for that playlist that I've created for the detachment series. It's going to also help you move beyond this twin flame pain that we've been experiencing during this timeline as you shift beyond and move forward into the new way, the new world, experiencing love without being caught up and blocked from, say, your twin flame journey, so to speak. But in my case, I'm going to give you an example. I have been on the opposite end of this than most of all of you. I kind of came into this more detached than most people are. However, what I will tell you is that it's that detachment I've needed in order to carry out the mission and to be able to learn what I've learned, in order to be able to deliver without this sense of control in an aspect of the outcome, or getting too hung up on the details of the process, or being like fixated on only one thing in this journey that would have blocked me from learning everything that I needed to learn to teach you. However, as I let love live now, I'm needing to learn how to create a bond, create an attachment, create like a healthy version of that bond and attachment to certain things. And this could be anything. This doesn't have to be just with your beloved. Like, all these things could be, related to almost anything in your life or other people, as I mentioned. So, but right now in this energy where it's all a lot about these relationships. So most people, though, have become too attached in their twin flame journey, and they're needing to learn how to detach, and you're needing to find that neutrality, meaning learning one side of this lesson to the other side to find the neutrality. And that's what I mean when I say that you need to find your center and you need to neutralize your polarities. So as I mentioned, number 2 is for you to be able to find neutrality in your reality. So that's neutralizing that reality from a standpoint of finding the center within, that you become the magnet, and that you being the magnet now will magnetize towards you that around you to match your vibration. And it's actually the same concept of everything I just mentioned, coming into balance with the same polarities between you and now another person or other things or situations around you. So I won't go into the details of that, but it's the same all or nothing, one side of the polarity to the other side. And then what we need to do is harmonize that into a balance of a central point. This becomes the waves of energy that we keep going through that creates a high and a low, that we somewhere have to find the centered point within us and know that we'll always experience highs and lows, because that exists in everything. So shadow and light will always exist. Love and hate will always exist. So it's about how can you tap into all that is from a place of you aligning with your highest vibration. And so in the number 1 that I mentioned, where you're finding your neutrality within, basically, and finding that balance, then you are then creating this interference you're removing the interference by finding the neutrality and the balance. So all of the lack of clarity, all the distortion, all the things that are taking place around you and in you can create distortion of that neutral point. And so it's about you then making shifts and changes and choices that will remove obstacles and challenges out of your way, so that your vibration goes up and you can have more clarity, and then you can accept the change in your life as these things transpire. Because as things magnetize into your reality and they're catching up with who you are as the new person, that means extreme change is taking place. There's going to be things moving away from you, potentially your twin flame, things moving towards you, potentially your twin flame. And so it's about getting ready for that. It's about allowing that. It's about being open to receive that, as I mentioned, because that's where some of those polarities are coming in. Are we really allowing it to come in? Are we really accepting what's coming in? Do we need to set the boundaries still? All of those things are going to exist that I mentioned as far as going through those polarity examples that I gave. They're all going to be like one side or the other is always right. It's a matter of which timeline, which reality you're in as to which side of that fence you need to be on. And that is the dance of finding that balance that you're doing, not just inside, but then when you do it inside, will bring in everything towards you that is supposed to be of your highest vibration, because you've removed the interference blocking you from tapping into your highest version of you, so that number 3, you can align with your highest destiny. So basically by doing in these shifts, okay, so these are shifts that are taking place, and during this timeline, these shifts are going to happen now. What I want you to understand, because of the cosmic reset, these shifts are going to take place, like it or not. It's just taking over. It's forcing you to shift and find neutrality within, because you're going to have lots of stuff come in around you to force you inward, or you've done your inner work and you're finding more balance. And when you do, then everything's going to magnetize towards you the way it should be. And that's going to also require intense change and extreme shifts that, is going to take place for your reality to catch up with your inner neutrality. And then let's elaborate a little bit more now on the third one of aligning with your highest destiny. So when you basically find the balance within and you find the balance around you on the outside and your reality, that process, you are magnetizing your destiny. And this is what then is pulling together or pulling apart that which is your highest version of you, your highest destiny. The key that people get confused on is we're in a bridge of energy. And in that bridge of energy, we have a spectrum of shadow and light. That means we have some twin flames that chose the shadow side of the work that will not be necessarily in union, because it's all about collective. On the other end, we have twin flames that are harmonizing and coming into reunion. And then we have people that are the bridge between kind of two worlds that are templating this energy, in a sense, that are some of the light worker teachers and that are bringing in blueprints and templates. And not that we all aren't, it's just that there's a spectrum, and there's not a good or bad place in the spectrum. It's all perfect. It's all exactly where we need to be. And it's all within the spectrum of that fear to freedom side, shadow to light side, that becomes our destiny. And we allowing it to come in. See, there goes back to the allowing and accepting it when it comes in. And then therefore that then allows us to basically align with, our highest destiny, as I said. And again, this is going to also, to get into alignment with your destiny, is going to pull you apart of things, pull you towards things, pull you together. And it will be rapid. It's going to be rapid shifts. What will really help you is to get as clear as you can. And to do that is to also, in this destiny aspect, take some creation, like responsibility for you being the creator, and not giving your power away to think outside of yourself that there's some destiny or plan, that just because you are a twin flame or in a twin flame journey, that is the destiny. And then you're pulling out of alignment with what a destiny that you really have. And you need to come into acceptance of what that destiny is and allowing that destiny to take place so you can align with that destiny. And then in that, then, it will also require you through different tests so that you can learn to make sure you really go through and master the patience and the timing and the trust and the tolerance within yourself, your intuition, your guidance, this journey, and ultimately this whole process that's just beautifully unfolding. Because what you got to realize, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, that it's all happening for you, not to you. And when you can find the love within no matter what the experience is and what the pain is or what the pleasure is, then you are basically coming into alignment with your own piece of the spectrum, which will help you find peace and purpose and possibility and prosperity from that place, so that you can then fully align with this love, with the light, your highest version of your light, and with the liberation that this whole journey is about, is liberating the soul and living life full out from a place of freedom. And so it's so beautiful. And I'll be the first to admit, it's been an intense couple of weeks. But it was also such an intense couple of weeks, I could see the preparation, that the preparation had already been founded, and now the magnetizing and the connection and the pulling in and pulling out and away and around and all of that is just like, it's happening so fast. Like, we're just such magnets, and just remove your interference so you can come into that full polarity of who you are and align with the fullest polarity of your destiny at its most ultimate, highest form. You've came this far. There's no reason to give away or up and to settle for anything less than that. But you might have to do a little bit more work to release those expectations, conditions, and illusions that are pulling you out of alignment with what's truly for your highest good. Because it's going to be better than you could have imagined if you can get out of the way. And that I can promise. All right? So make sure to check out the Move Beyond the Twin Flame Pain group healing program that starts this Sunday, June 21st. And all the details are in the link below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, let me know in below how, if you're experiencing any of these shifts, if you're coming into reunion, or if anything's going away. Give me a heads up and see how this aligns with you. I send you guys so much love and light and liberation. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.